Hi everyone, it's Victoria from Ask the Angels on Wednesday the 4th of July. I'm just back, I was back on Monday from some time away with my family, and I am a little bit late doing the weekly angel card reading. So I have today, and actually the deck of cards that I was told to choose today I was given yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, so my apologies. So I'm doing it this morning, and I've just pulled 3 cards from this beautiful deck of cards, Doreen Virtue and her Mary Queen of Angel cards. They are, Mother Mary is all about compassion, it's all about love, it's all about nurturing, it's all about support, that kind of mother energy, kindness and all of those things, for ourselves as well as for other people. So that deck of cards was the one that came for today, and I've chosen 3 cards for the highest good of those watching this reading, not necessarily for the week. It will be the weekly reading that I post up, but otherwise, if it's not saying necessarily, when I do the cards these days, it isn't about this card's for Monday, Tuesday, this card's for Wednesday, Thursday. For me, it's about a message for the time that I'm doing it, unless I particularly say, if that makes sense. So these 3 cards that came today, they're just as a general reading to help those that are watching this message. And so the first card that came is this one, Forgiveness. I talk a lot about this actually, and it's really, really so key to helping us move forward with things. So forgiveness is the card. I'll show you, hopefully you can see that there. It's about out with the old and in with the new, really. It's about releasing things that don't serve us for our purpose. And I know I always say forgiveness isn't about I'm okay with what happened. It's about I'm not going to allow that toxicity, that negativity to impact me any longer. And so I forgive you for what you did, and I allow myself to move forward. I remove myself from this hurt or this issue in this continuing cycle, if that's something that you find yourself in, or even in repetitive behaviours around certain things. So this card is really saying, it's asking you to, the affirmation on this card is, I am willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. Because there's a suggestion with this card that I keep replaying, which is, resentment is a re-feeling. I keep re-feeling it, whether that is anger, frustration, however that manifests for you with regards to current relationships or your life generally, whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship or not. It might be in your reaction to certain things or to people, or just that you find yourself in pain, emotional pain, ultimately that can result in physical pain as well, of traumas and issues that have happened in your life. And so by this card, it's saying that, almost we feel like we're stuck in this cycle, stuck in this bad dream almost. And the culprit is this inability for us to release and to let go of the pain and the difficulty that we've had. And so the card is saying, let's release it. Let's say, I'm not okay with what happened, but I'm willing to release it and for me to not be in pain. So and what you can do is call on Mother Mary to support you with that process if that feels right for you, or sit in meditation, or do some writing, or ask God or angels or whoever it is that you connect with to help you with that process if you're struggling to do that yourself. And this month particularly, with it being a double eclipse in full moon energy and also in new moon energy, is really supercharged with regards to allowing us to go through that process of releasing and letting go. So that can also help you too. And then when we come into the new moon, which is a little bit later, in the next couple of weeks, I think, that will allow you then to set intentions and positivity and manifest and things that you want to bring into your life, but taking advantage of that releasing. The second card that came is Truth, which is an interesting one. Truth. And it says on the card, I am lovingly honest with myself and others. So the suggestion with this card is that there are perhaps things that are being hidden. Either you are hiding something away from yourself. You are perhaps not wanting to look at it. You're kind of pushing it away, pushing it back, or almost denying something that's there. But we know, don't we? Because we can feel it in our stomach, or we feel it in our throat, or we feel it somewhere. If we're not being honest with ourselves, we might feel a bit sick, or just a bit, or just not, right with something. And what happens with that is it stops us from being objective or really embracing how we really feel about something or somebody. So we might fall into a place of people pleasing, of doing something that we don't really want to do, of not being brave enough, or being fearful of bringing something up for fear of what will it bring. Will it be worse if I do that? If I'm honest and if I share my truth, will that have a negative impact or a negative effect? But ultimately, the card is really counselling you to take an honest check with yourself. So to check in with yourself honestly and say, how do I really feel about this situation? And am I being honest with myself about something? For fear or something else happening. And it's asking you to really trust and be honest with yourself about it. It might also perhaps be that maybe someone around you isn't being honest. They're perhaps hiding something, and you'll know that in the pit of your stomach if it's suggesting somebody else isn't being truthful. Perhaps they're being dishonest. And it's usually because of fear again that people are being like that. So if you aren't sure where that's coming from, the suggestion would be to do some writing or sit quietly in meditation, call on angels, call on Queen Mary, and ask and ask for support, guidance from wherever you get it from, for clarity on what to do about a situation. And my guidance for myself that I take is always, I don't do anything unless I'm really sure. So this card isn't saying make a decision and change something. It's just asking you initially to look at the truth and to acknowledge that, and then you can allow the next steps to unfold with regards to what should I do next then. And then the last card, which is really beautiful as the third card that should come, is Miracle. Amazing. Beautiful yellow and red around her. For me, yellow is always about our solar plexus, where we feel in control, where we feel our self-worth, our self-confidence, our trust, our balance. We aren't fearful. And the red and the orange is around our emotions and our balance and us feeling secure and not feeling fearful. And so this card, the affirmation on it is, I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation. And as I always say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. So when I say God, it means God as in higher vibrational thing that's there and supporting me outside of me, that I call on to help me with the stuff that I can't deal with myself. So this card is saying you are most likely finding yourself in a situation that you are finding difficult, that you can't even remotely think what the solution would be, that it feels really difficult. You're worrying about it, you're stressing about it, you're trying to find and come up with ideas of this and second guess that and all of that. And so, sometimes the easiest and most difficult thing to do is to surrender it and say, I don't know, so I'm handing it to you. Because we can do that and then go, oh, no, I maybe I could do this, or maybe we could do that, or maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that. And the card is saying you may not be able to see what will be the outcome and how things will end up okay, but they will. So know that a miracle will come and will occur, and that will be here to help you deal with the stuff that you've got going on at the moment. So I hope that those cards have helped. So again, as a reminder, this weekly angel card reading is by the cards from Doreen Virtue, Mary, Queen of Angels. Really beautiful, gentle cards. I don't use them that often. So, I tend to pay attention when I always pay attention to the cards that I'm asked to choose, but I tend to pay attention when it's those ones, because it's usually that kind of gentle and need for nurture, need for love, need for compassion, and that need for us to be given the support that we need for us and ourselves, and love for ourselves. So I hope those have helped, and I wish you all an amazing week ahead, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care. I've been Victoria with Ask the Angels. Bye.